Taxi Vlog 289. It is the 1st of February of 2014. We've had quite a month in January. We've had quite a transition from, well, one owner who sold the cab to another owner, and the new owner doesn't know his ass from his armpit. But he's learning. We're teaching him. He's getting the hang of it slowly. Oh, the brakes still make noise. So yeah, he hasn't done them yet. But I asked him this morning, when will you be doing the brakes? He said, oh, very soon. It's not getting better. Okay, good. So soon he will do the brakes, hopefully before my next shift. So now it's Saturday night, and we're out here and gonna try and make a bit of money. Tuesday I came out and it was quiet, it was slow, it sort of dragged on, and I had lots of time to read. I read a good chunk of the book, and then the night turned out surprisingly. I didn't do so badly as I thought I would have done. You know, I took home $100, so that wasn't too bad. And then the owner in the morning paid me some of the overs he owed me. So out of like $120, I got $100. He still owes me that $20, and he owes me a whole bunch more, but I'm gonna work that out. Yeah, so Monday wasn't too bad. Tuesday was kind of disappointing. I sat around a lot and waited a lot, and when I got a fare, it didn't really go very far. It wasn't anything special. That was on Wednesday. Wednesday was quite, nothing. It was not a really good night. I took home considerably less than I took home on Tuesday. But I got through it all right. I didn't have any... Well, at one point I did get these kids in my car, and, one of them had... oh, that looks like something ugly. That looks like there was an accident or something. There's blue and red flashing lights in the distance there, and I'm not going to try and go through that. It's just an ugly scene. So I just turn this pig around. One thing about this particular van is it doesn't have a bad or large turning radius. It turns quite easily, in that I can do a U-turn almost on a dime, which is really nice, because I've driven some taxis with which you could not do anything near that. So much for that little segue. These kids, they got in my cabin. There was like 5 of them, so I had to fold the seat down in the back to get the last one in, and then one of them had a phone along, and it had like the usual rap music song that went over and over and over again with oh no, they want me to go through, fuck it. They want me to go through that accident or whatever to get that next call. I'm not turning back. And every second word was either bitches or nigga, or what was the other one? Anyway, there was 3 words that were used over and over again. One was bitches, one was nigga, one was... I don't know, but it was disrespectful, whatever it was. Fuck. I was glad to get them out of here, but they tipped me a couple bucks. Anyway, the night ended. It ended. Thursday, started out a little better. I had like 4 fairs, one right after another at the beginning, and I'm going, oh, I hope it keeps going like this. For a Thursday, this is nice. Well, after those first 4 fairs, I sat for an hour and had a short one, and sat for another hour and had a short one, and then it got pretty dull. It got really quiet, so I got more reading done. I think I brought 2 books along that night to finish them. Because I had both of them were close enough to the end that it was not enough reading material to last me a whole night. And 2 books just did it, the ends of 2 books. One was Fossil Hunter by Robert J. Sawyer. Excellent book. It's the premise that dinosaurs lived on. The other one was, oh my gosh, what was the other one? Short-term memory. Whee! It was a book about... Oh yes. No, I haven't finished that one yet. One by Ben Bova about assassinating Joseph Stalin using plutonium. There was another book that I finished there. As soon as, if I see it, I would remember right away. Anyway, it was a good read, whatever the hell it was. It had large print, and it was a fast read. Anyway, what I'm trying to read now, or gonna read, is Arthur C. Clarke, 2001, or 3001. 3000. I don't know if I've read that one before. I thought I read the whole series, but I picked that up at a used bookstore some time ago, and I haven't really... I'm starting to read it. It looks interesting. I'm going to see if it's the one that I read when I... There's only one part of one of those Arthur C. Clarke 1000 books that I remember. When I get to that part, I'll know if I have read this one or not. If I don't get to that part, then I know I have read it. That's a problem. I read so many books. Oh! Yes. The book that I read was Fred Saberhagen, Specimens. See, it comes back to me. The reason I remembered that is because I believe I remember reading a book very similar to that one 30 years ago. And 30 years ago I was into Saberhagen when the book was new, so I probably got it off the shelf 30 years ago and read it and sold it to a used bookstore or gave it away or something. And 30 years later I read the same book again, and some parts of it were familiar and other parts of it were surprisingly good. I guess there is a difference when you read a book at age 17 or 18 and then you pick it up again when you're almost 50. Your perspective changes and you get totally different things out of the same book. But I'm sure I had read that one before. Yes. Anyway, Thursday was going slow. Then at one point I got a call which was just a few blocks away from where I like to sit. So I went and got that one, and it was a Filipino family, and one of them was pregnant. So they all got in the cab, all these Filipinos, or Filipinas. There was one man, and 3 women, and they were talking in Filipino all the way out to the hospital, and we got them there in time, so she was there at the hospital before she popped. I think that's only the 3rd or 4th pregnancy delivery that I took to the hospital. I never had one happen in the car, but that Thursday was particularly lucky for me, and that was an indication that my luck was gonna really turn good, because how often do you get taking someone to the hospital to deliver? Like I said, in my entire career it's happened about 4 times, including this one. So as soon as I was heading down the highway back from the General Hospital, I got a call from a neighborhood, the first neighborhood I ever lived in when I was in Victoria. I don't get too many calls there, but I got one there. That's where I went, and this little blonde girl got in, and she says, I hope it's not too much trouble. Can you take me to Shawnigan Lake? And I said, well, if you're planning to pay with the debit machine, grocery trip. If you're trying to pay with a debit machine, it might be that my debit machine will not work out at Shawnigan Lake. And she says, well, the cell phones work pretty good out there. I said, really? She said, I never have a trouble with my cell phone. I said, okay. And she says, by the way, if it doesn't work, well, there's a bank machine about 2 blocks from my house. I said, okay, fine. You know, she was on the up and up. She wasn't saying anything like, you know, the money's in my grandmother's mailbox at the house where she left it for me, or anything hokey like that. Apparently, recently, one of our drivers took somebody up to Nanaimo, which is like $180 fare, and got ripped off. Well, didn't get paid. So you drive for an hour and 3/4, and you take this guy out to Nanaimo, and then he fucks off without paying. So, you know, you got to know how to read people, and it's happened to me before that when I'm on the ball, I can read people very well. But if I'm tired, or if I've got something else on my mind, or somehow I'm preoccupied, it will happen that, learn how to drive today, please. It will happen that your judgment isn't always on the ball. I mean, you're out here between 10 and 12 hours a night, sometimes even longer. And if it's towards the end of your shift, or, you know, you get greedy too. When somebody says, I'm going to Nanaimo, you see little dollar signs in front of your head. And, you know, how could it happen that somebody would not pay? Of course, I've always paid my way, and most of my viewers, I believe, have always paid their way, but there are some people who do the unconscionable thing, because to them it is conscionable to rip you off. Anyway, it worked out very well. I took the girl out to Shawnigan Lake, came back into town, and coasted the rest of the night. And in fact, in that coasting, I made another $60 or $70. So Thursday was a triumph. Thursday was really good, really excellent. Yeah. So, that was Thursday. Last night, Friday, I came out. It was busy. It was one right after another. I did not stop for 10 hours. And then the 11th hour, I was still, you know, I still did a couple of fares in there. To the point where at 5 o'clock or 4:45, I was quite tired. And how come there's so many cars coming into town? There must be a show happening at the... Oh, fuck. There must be a show happening or something at the arena, because it's wall-to-wall cars, and I'm trying to make a left turn into this wall-to-wall cars, and of course the traffic lights here have sensors on them, and as long as it keeps sensing cars, it will not let anyone turn. They should have put an overpass in here decades ago. Oh, the light is changing. It's going to cut off that flow of steady cars coming in from the western communities. Oh my goodness. So if traffic is that heavy now, there's a lot of cars going to come on the cross street this way. So then I had I had stopped. I had over 400 on, and I went to read my Arthur Clarke, and I got through one chapter and I couldn't focus no more. I reclined my seat, and I must have missed a call, because at about 10 to 6 I woke up and it said that I'm off the board, so I must have missed one. Who knows what it was, and who really cares, because I got some sleep. And then in the morning I went home, and I met Nindy while he was getting the cab, and I asked him when he's going to do the brakes. He said, soon. It's getting worse. Okay, it's getting worse. Soon. So hopefully on Monday or Tuesday, on my days off, we'll get the brakes done. They're squeaking a little bit now, but not that much. I think they squeak more when they get good and warmed up. So we're almost at the Safeway where we're supposed to pick up a grocery call, and I will fill you in at the end of my night how it went. I'm well rested right now, so it should be pretty good. It won't be quite the struggle it was last night. Well, it happened that the night was slow at the beginning, and it was dragging on. So I waited for things to happen. I was reading from my book. And, hi, Cindy.
Hi, honey.
That all worked out okay. I was actually quite thankful to have a little bit of a chance to relax. In between calls. Because the Friday night was just one call right after another, right after another, right after another. And busy. I didn't have a chance to breathe in between calls. But this time, with the Saturday night, I was able to take it easy and not be stressed and not be rushed. And I had a better time interacting with the customers. Ooh.
Honey. Here.
So that was all right. And as the night went on, I was kind of wondering, at some point, like around 3 o'clock, I think I passed the $300 mark, and I thought, oh, between 3 and 6, nothing. It's going to be slow, it's going to be quiet. But every time I came to the place where I would sit down and read my book, as soon as I'd open the book, I'd read 2 lines and get a call. And I kept getting calls. And I kept getting calls until, I think the last one was at 5:30. Huh? What?
I'm talking to the bunnies.
Oh, you're talking... Oh. The bunnies. You wouldn't believe how much they crapped.
Oh, Andy.
You wouldn't believe. Look.
No. No.
No?
Jeez.
Not.
You think people want to see bunny poop? No.
Well, why not?
Because I'm saying no.
You mean I can't?
No. Jeez.
I want to. No, I can't show them bunny poop. I'm sure I'm sure you guys know what rabbit shit looks like. Okay.
Exactly.
There's a lot of it over there. A lot.
Yeah. Get out of there.
So anyway, the night turned out all right. I did almost as well as I did on Friday night, and I was not rushed or stressed. And at the end, I counted the money and stuff, and I went and parked it. And just as I'm about to park it, the phone rings, and I thought, oh no, it's Nindy wanting the cab already. Because I'm 5 minutes late. But no, it was my mother calling to say she wants to talk to me. So we were on Skype with my mother for a good hour and a half or so. And with the bunnies, and we were joking around with Mom, and it was a grand old time we had. And she's probably watching this, and so I had to mention the whole thing. Cindy, you're sitting on the couch.
Yeah?
That's good. Usually the couch is not sittable. I shouldn't tease you so much.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Why are you so mean to me?
It's because I love you that I tease you.
Huh.
You know that. I thought you knew that.
Yeah, right. I thought you knew that. I didn't like to be teased. Well, anyway, the night turned out okay. Everything was great. Hope yours is better than mine. And but I doubt it. I'll see you sooner.